Good evening, I'm Hugh Downs. Barbara Walters is off tonight. This is 2020.
On the ABC News Magazine, 2020 with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters. Tonight, LA street gangs. In just the past week, 10 people have died because of them. Over 200 deaths since January. This cop faces them every night.
If they had the opportunity and they thought they could get away with it, one of us would be laying here with blood pumping out of it.
Tonight, ABC News correspondent Bonnie Strauss joins 2020 with a report. A gang cop's beat.
Tonight, a different kind of story involving LA's street gangs. But the focus isn't on them. It's on a gang cop and a gang cop's beat. Since last Friday night, at least 10 people have died because of gang violence in Los Angeles, innocent bystanders among them. In fact, last year, when 387 people were killed, more than half the victims weren't gang members. Now, for the people, the first line of defense is a special gang unit of the Los Angeles Police Department. What is it like fighting a guerrilla war in the city? Well, to find out, we turn to our Los Angeles bureau and ABC News correspondent Bonnie Strauss.
Everybody step on out where we can see him.
Hands up! Hands up and get out the house now! No, get out the house! Get us out your head.
Tell your friends we catch them out here tonight, they're going to jail.
Tonight?
Tonight, period. I don't want you out here hanging on the corners. I don't want you hanging in the alley. I don't want you banging, man. You understand what I'm saying?
When the last time Jesus smoked dope?
Stand up, stand up. Oh, not you.
The streets of South Central Los Angeles are infested with violent neighborhood gangs.
Lordy, 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 look what come out your pocket.
Drugs are common and life is cheap. No one knows that better than 44-year-old Sergeant John Page, a 17-year veteran of the force. Page is a gang cop, and that means long shifts, up to 15 hours long, and frustration, plenty of frustration.
You just sell cocaine? And you're 15 years old, that's all you do is sell cocaine, right? I'm gonna tell you something. You're out here messing around with the dope, you're out here selling the dope, you're out here fooling around with it. You keep it up down here, pal, I'm gonna put you away. I guarantee I am.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Go back over there with your homeboys.
More than half of the gang members arrested on any given night are back on the street within 24 hours, selling their drugs and shooting it out with rival gangs.
They're into crime. That's their thing. That's why they're gang members. If they had the opportunity and they thought they could get away with it, one of us would be laying here with blood pumping out of us. That's simple. Garage is clear.
Over the years, Page has had several close calls. He's been shot at, his leg has been broken, and someone has even come after him with an axe. But still, he continues.
After a number of years, you start to develop shields and barriers in your mind against these things happening. You just kind of go about your business like it's a normal work day.
John lives in two worlds, one on the city streets and one in this quiet residential neighborhood 40 minutes from South Central Los Angeles. His home is his sanctuary. Page and his officers patrol an area of 10 square miles with a population of more than 100,000. Many of the residents live in constant fear. This alley is a hotbed of gang shootings and drug deals, a place one doesn't want to be day or night. It's also a place where neighborhood children see too much, too soon, and some never recover. What happens to the people, the kids who watch this going down all the time?
Well, that's probably the saddest part. They're not going to get out of the neighborhood. Very few of them are. They're going to stay here the rest of their lives. By the time these kids are 10 years old, they're going to see a lot more than most kids do.
So what is the future for them?
Some of them will get out. Most of them won't. A good portion will become gang members themselves. Probably die here, overdose on drugs. A lot of ways to die down here that aren't real pretty, and a lot of people do. Yeah, Austin.
Page is one of only 200 LAPD officers assigned to gang detail. With the Los Angeles gang population estimated at 70,000, the cops are clearly outnumbered. Page's night is a series of individual incidents. Typical, a raid on a suspected drug dealer's house, and the stress of not knowing what's around the next corner.
Lights.
Cover that door there. The first thing that enters your mind when you start going into a situation like that is if the man that you're going after or the person that may be hiding in there is armed. That adrenaline comes up and brings you to a point where your senses remain real keen. Fear is what gives you the edge, basically. It's good tactics, actually, to be a little bit afraid of what you're doing, because it's going to give you the edge. You're going to be a little bit quicker. You're going to think a little bit faster.
This night, the suspect escapes through a back window.
Okay. Oh, well, this one, Biggie. We lost the stash. We lost the stash. There's always that chance that something's going to go wrong and you're not going to walk out of there. It's a calculated risk.
We try not to think about him being in what I feel like is a war zone when he's at work. I feel cold when I think about it. I don't like to consider the possibilities.
When John is at work, Diane Page keeps busy at her nursing job or at home. This night, she's altering daughter Jennifer's party dress.
If I don't hear from him, then my mind wanders and my imagination goes, and I get scared.
Do you ever think about what it would be like if John lost his life?
I've thought about it many times, and we've talked about it. And I don't know what the answer to that is, because I can't imagine what it would be like to suddenly not have him.
I'm just worried, you know, is he going to come home safe? Is he going to make it tonight? Because it's really scary down there.
We have hundreds of problems areas, and so all night long you're running from one location to the next trying to prevent this stuff.
Page is returning to the station when he receives a call for assistance from a fellow officer. Rushing to respond, he discovers his siren is not working.
What the hell is my siren in? Oh, juice, son of a bitch.
He honks his way through intersection after intersection.
Do it now. Let's move. Keep your hands on top of your head.
At the scene, Page learns 2 armed robbery suspects have fled into an apartment building. The pursuing officers are heavily outnumbered. Everyone is brought out and questioned.
Cross your ankles. All of you cross your ankles.
Page finally finds the suspects hiding on the 2nd floor.
Right there. That's him, yeah.
But it's a never-ending battle. Page knows that many of the suspects will be out here again tomorrow night.
I guess it's like finishing a cement walk and having people walk through it just before it sets up. Same feeling, you know. I got to do it all over again tomorrow.
They all do. But despite their efforts, gang murders are up 13% this year. Still, there's satisfaction in fighting back.
When you capture somebody doing something, I mean really something bad, I mean, you catch a murder suspect, or you catch a burglar or a thief, it makes you feel good. It's a rush.
Good morning, Dick. I'm Bert Brown right here. 107 is the time.
Years ago, I used to sit up and wait for him. I couldn't sleep until the key was in the door. Now I go to bed before he gets home, and I fall asleep when the key hits the door.
You come home, and the first thing you do is you go in and take a shower because it feels so good to get out of that environment. And you look around you, and you're so thankful for what you have.